So I went from like Convertkit, ClickFunnels. I had all these ConvertKit, ClickFunnels, Teachable, ThriveCart, which is affiliate, a shopping cart. I had what else? At least 2 or 3 other things that this is all literally replaced. I mean, just Teachable alone is really expensive. And then if you have ConvertKit as well, I mean, the landing pages, everything that I had, I was spending $500 or $600 a month on all this stuff, software suite now, or a suite of software from all these different companies, and Zapier to connect everything together, which is just a pain. Now everything's literally all in one. And so I've been with them for about a year and a half now. I probably, as far as sales, last about a year and a half, maybe a couple $100,000 in sales. It's very smooth. Stripe, PayPal, everything works out really well. I went from everything that I had and moved over to here. And my students, I teach real estate, that as they went into it, they said, hey, I like the platform. I like everything about it, and everything worked out really well. So that was another bonus, is that everybody liked it so much better. So let me jump in and actually share my screen with you. Now, what you're going to be looking at is, so this is the back end. This is the dashboard, and everything is literally inside here. So if you look on the left-hand side, all these different tabs on the left-hand side are basically replaces all those other, $500 or $600 worth of stuff that I have, I used to actually have to pay for. Now it's literally just, but let me show you, one of the first things that I really looked for was being able to email, because communication in your funnels and grabbing people, once you get their, you have something that helps people to give you their email. Once you have their email, that's one of the best ways to sell to them. So I would go into communications. That's the first thing that I looked for, was how I can communicate, basically getting rid of ConvertKit. And as I'm getting rid of ConvertKit, I'm figuring, okay, I need to make sure I can do that. So this whole tab right here gets rid of ConvertKit itself, this communications tab on the left. So there's 3 things at the top here. You have leads, communications, and analytics. And what's great, I love how there's so much analytics for everything. You can analyze everything. No, I'm not a numbers person, and so there's so much more in there that I can utilize, but what I do look at, it helps me a ton. So this is very simple. Leads, lists, and tags quickly go through. Leads are the ones that have basically given me their information. I can actually get it down to 200 people, but right now I have 5,413 contacts inside there in my leads. Now a list is basically if I create a form that puts people into a list, like brand new people that just found me, or current customers. That's basically the way lists actually, I went backwards. That's the way lists actually work, is you create a list and you put them in there, like my real estate wealth builders, where I teach people, if they're a member, they'll be inside there. If you have other lists, I don't utilize lists all that much, other than a couple of different things like here. But let me go back up to, this is what is really going to, and tags are very, very simple. You tag a customer or somebody with certain things, but this is really where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. That's going to get rid of ConvertKit. So here is the sequence tabs. Broadcast is basically sending off one-off emails, or copying something you sent in the past and duplicating it and sending out another quick email. I do that all the time, which I'll show that to you in a second. But I was so excited about this. This is the sequences, and this is how I funnel people. This is basically, it gets rid of ConvertKit and ClickFunnels at the same time, because it funnels people into, let me show you, well, that's the leads. I don't need to show you the leads. What I do need to show you is let me go into edit this. So before I do that, here's step number 1. So as I created it, this is the first one I created. When somebody gives me their email address and I give them my free real estate investing course, they get into this funnel. This is the first step of the funnel. Once they're done with here, and I'll go into it in just a second, they get into step 2. This is the second part. So this is engagement, showing them great information, content, like how to do this, how to do that. This gets a little more of sales type stuff, like, hey, this is what I have, but here's also some more good content, which I'll get into. And then each one of these different ones, like here's section or sales sequence for number 3. Here's session to join a webinar. So everything jumps from one to the other, to maybe jumps all the way, I think, up to here, then to here, then to here. So I have it worked out to where they work together, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. I even have, step number 3. I think I have step number 4 somewhere. Yeah, getting into step number 4. So when you're talking about getting rid of ClickFunnels, This is the way you do it. This is the sequence. This is how you funnel people into your basically sales campaign so that they can see that you offer something and then want to buy it from you. So let me back out just a little bit so you can see the way this works. Now, my mind's, I guess, maybe a little more scattered than some people. So you're going to see my screen. This is basically funneling all of the emails. Let me go here. So as you're looking at this, you see how each one of these are basically emails or something that tells that email to do something. Like I'll give you an example. This is the start. If I go inside of here and click on edit, these are the start tags. So say any lead is assigned this tag, this is what they give that tag, they start this sequence. Or they get this tag, then they start that sequence. And then everything, it just goes, and you see all these little tiny little lines. That goes from step, let me zoom in just a little bit more so you can see a little better. That goes from step 1 to step 2, step 3, and it keeps going through. And I'll show you. So like this one, literally right here is the quick intro. So if I click on that, you can see my first email after confirmation. Hey, you signed up. Here's your free thing. This is the next email. This is the start of my sequence. So I say, hey, first name, because obviously I put their name in there. And I talk about, 3 things that I have for you. And it really gets them liking, hey, Dustin's got some great free stuff. Let me get all of his free stuff, free webinar, free community right here. So this gets them warmed up. I'm not going to go through each and every email, but I'm going to walk you through, like you can tell it how many days to wait, what day of the week to send it, if you want to send it less or more. Communication. So this is what the email name is. I can even pick which email address to send it from. I can even split test. You can have different recipients. Basically anything and everything you want to do, it can do, especially even automations. This bottom thing at the bottom, automations. There's so many different automations you can do, like if then this. It's really super cool. But it goes from here, jumps into this one. So I will show you the reason why. I can, like if I just click on arrange horizontally, I can do this. But for me, when I have a sales email, it's usually popped off to the side. That just helps me to remember, okay, this is what this one is. So if it's a regular email, it's in here, it's just content. Hey, this is how you buy your first property. This is how you build a business. This is how you do this and that and the other. That's on here. But if I do a sales, it'll be out here. That's just the way I think. But now, this is where it starts to work really, really well. Everything in here is connected to all my products, all my courses, all my affiliates, like literally everything's all connected and you can connect them. And at the very end, it has this, I have this function where it says, once they finish everything, I want you to assign this tag and this tag. So this is what starts step number 2. Now, this is the way I have it. You can do it many, many different ways. I actually hired somebody from Kartra to set a couple of things up for me or set up a lot of things for me. Think of it like if you're panning for gold, you don't want to lose gold. And so I hired somebody to help me not lose gold. And so they designed this in a way to help me not lose gold. But if you look over on here on the left-hand side, all these different things for the sequence, automations, you can split, like if somebody's already bought your product, split it over here. If they haven't bought a product, split it over here and you have 2 different sections. You can go so in depth, like so much more in depth than I am even capable of using. I'm not going to dive too deep into the second other sequence because there's a lot more to go over, but I'll quickly show you inside of this one. Let's see. So inside of here, I have, it's going to look very similar, but obviously different content. Like each one of these are basically emails that I send. So I basically have like 6 months of emails ready. And this is my funnel. This is how I get so many people to buy into my real estate coaching, my group course, and my membership and everything like that, is because I nurture them constantly nurturing. So remember, like I said, for me, the way I think, if you go down here, the middle is the content, like teaching, like, hey, here's good stuff, free stuff. But if you jump out here, these on left and right would be selling something. Like this one's get my free book. You know, all you gotta do is play shipping and I'll send you my book for free. And if they already bought that, then here's other ones like free shipping too, 3 book discounts. So if they bought this, then they get this. But if they haven't bought this, they'll get this email. Long story short, make it very, very tailored to the person. And even right here, here's something special, which I'll get out of here in just a second. So here is a 4-day cash machine start of my next sequence. So basically this entire sequence is paused right here for, I think 3 or 4 days or whatever. Yeah, let me zoom in just a little bit. It's let's go down right there. It's paused for 8 days because my other sequence is literally 8 days long. So remember, this one's called the 4-day cash machine, and pausing that thought on the 4-day cash machine, I'll show you what happens. So after it gets all the way down, then it tags it and it tells it to start another sequence. So the last thing I'm gonna show you in sequences, like I said, there's so much in here. It's just, it's terrific. But let me go show you what I do with the 4-day cash machine. That's just a term. It's basically reminds me of what this sequence is right here. So this 4-day cash machine is basically, and I'll go into it. Oops, not clone. So you can clone everything. It's really, really super user-friendly to make sure that you're duplicating, you're not creating everything from scratch. But if you look at here, this, remember I was pausing for 8 days. Well, this sequence is a hard sale, like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then couple on the same day. Day 5 and 6 have that's 4 or 5 days total. And I usually give them a break after I do a hard sell. But that other sequence pauses while this sequence runs. And then this sequence runs, they get all these emails. Like I'll show you really quickly what this one looks like. So this email is a thank you email. First, say thank you for being a part of the community. And then I say, this is all the great things in here, but then here's what I have. I have a 30% off for you to get into my membership. So it's always building up to bonuses and benefits to them. So this is the 4-day cash machine, and the entire 4 days, I'm constantly sending emails to get them to buy. Now, if they unsubscribe, that's totally fine. They probably were not going to buy from me anyways, which is fine. I'm not going to waste their time. So this is the 4-day cash machine. And then from here, it stops and then tags them that they went through it. There's so much analytics and checking and everything that it really shows you back and forth through all your funnels. So basically this in one entire sequence is going to help you to replace ClickFunnels and pages and other things, which I'll get into in just a second, will also help in that regard. So any questions before I move on?
How did you know what to do with those emails? Was that something you came up with, or did you look at what other people had done?
Great question. And I'm glad you asked that, because Kartra is so amazing. They literally have created, I'm going to open up a new tab here. So this My Campaigns tab, this is super awesome. Now, these are the ones that I've deployed. Basically, I've clicked a button and it put it into my whole entire Kartra. If I click on this button called Available Campaigns, they've pre-created all of these campaigns, and it deploys, like if there's like 4 pages it needs to create, it'll create those 4 pages. If there's a sequence it needs to create, it'll create that sequence. It'll create the emails. All you do is go into each one, customize it. Here's the 4, you can see this is the 4-day cash machine one. You customize it, you make it connect to each other, which it already is connecting. You just make sure the wording's right, you make sure the price is right, and it's all done. And so you can see they've worked really hard in creating lots, basically wanting you to be successful, like sales letter campaigns, video.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And if you look at it, let me see. If I click on this one and view assets, you can see it creates 5 tags for you right here. It creates 3 pages. It creates videos. It creates a sequence for you, creates the forms. It literally creates it all for you. You just go in through, pausing that idea, or actually kind of continue on. See these red tabs here on their side? Well, if you deploy one of these and then go inside of here, it'll tell you the last steps. Like, you're here, now I need you to do this, do this, do this, and do this. So it basically is a to-do list to help you to make sure you do it right. So it's super helpful to have something completely done. And even like in this right here, this is basically written for you. You just need to change the content to fit your content. It makes it super simple.
That's brilliant.
Okay, so that's the campaigns down here, which is great. Let me go back to here. And so this is a sequence. I'll show you also what's really neat. In the analytics, I'll just go to my most recent broadcast when I sent out a one-off email to people. And so you can see how many people have either opened it or not opened it, and ones that have unsubscribed through it. And what I like to do is, if they unsubscribe, they're not really wanting. So I usually have it set to get them out of my system if they've unsubscribed. But you can see all the analytics, and you can change the times. You can change which broadcasts. Everything is, and here's the sequences, so you can see if your sequences are working right or not. It's really, really super detailed, which is very, very good. So that's going to remove or get rid of Convertkit, which is a huge, huge benefit, and it connects together, which is great. Let me go into Pages. So Pages, these are basically your entire site's, every page for your entire site. So these are sales pages that I've created, and here are more website pages. So what's great about these pages, just like the campaigns, they are very, what's the word? They've pre-created, actually, I'll go ahead and start opening up a new one. They've pre-created so many different types for you. Like, here's a long sales page. So it has a whole bunch of sales pages that you can pick and just adjust the copy, adjust the pictures. I'll go back up, webinar ready cash machine. So I'll go back into this one and show you this one really quick so you can see the power of it. Everything connects together, like I said. My emails, I can have a timer in there. You might have saw one of them. Literally had a timer that as soon as the person opens it, that timer starts. And I know I was paying for another, there's another system that you can pay for. I can't remember what it's called.
Deadline funnels.
There you go. Yes. So
that's expensive.
Yes. So that's in here as well. So you can see the timer here. I can adjust the timer settings in here. And so this one is set for 3 days, 23 hours and 58 minutes. So this is the 4-day cash machine. And so everything's in here. They click on this one. This connects to the products, which I'll show you in just a second. Everything connects I'll show you how easy it is. So if I go in here and click this one and the configuration, and I go to link, you have all these types of things you can link to. Well, pop up a product checkout. Okay, great. Well, this is a product, my product funnel. So this is my product that I have, Real Estate Wealth Builders. The product, Real Estate Wealth Builders, price point number 4. Let's say I'm going to use let's see, this one right here. And I'm going to hit apply. And then I'm going to publish. And it's going to obviously publish it, but I'm going to show you the page. And what's great is you can change these URLs. You can do everything really easily. But I'll show you how it's going to look as soon as it populates. There we go, page link. And here is the page. And then you can see now that, and I think I've already been this page before. That's why the timer's literally not working. When I was creating it, I looked at it. So if I had to restart it, I could. But let's look at here. If I click on power, this promo code power, I could type in the promo code power, which I believe has, and there are codes in there that you can absolutely use, coupon codes that you just put and they connect really well together. So it's that simple to connect everything together, and everything works really, really well. This is my WordPress site, but here is, I'll show you if I go to this one, this is all on Kartra. So I have, if you can see the difference in the name, this is rental passive income. I'm probably going to switch the name to Real Estate Wealth Builders because I've already bought the domain. But long story short, I have 2 different domains here. And you can also have it where it's like a subdomain, like, let's see, .master passive. You can do members.master passive income, or you can have it as a whole nother page. Or another site. I personally just didn't want, I was reading how to do it right. And there's 2 different options. They're not run right or the other. It's just depending on how you want to structure it. Anyways, what all these are basically different pages. This whole everything on here is in Kartra. So if you want to just not even have WordPress, you can literally do that. The only downside is you don't have the RSS feed for like blog posts. But what's really neat is this is an entire site that your students will be able to go into log into. So here's the portal. But anyways, the free real estate investing course, this is the form. So this is it. And then if you go to here, you create these forms, and you can have, I found for my customers, the best thing is a free course on how to invest in real estate. I've tried many other things, but that works well for me. So a lot of these are the free course, but other ones are like coaching a mastermind, no money down. But you can create plenty of these, and they all function as another way to grab, like, basically your pop-up inside of your WordPress. So that's the way you get your customers, is through the forums. Let me jump to memberships. This is going to actually replace for you Teachable. All of Teachable. This is really what, now Kartra uses the term memberships and courses. They're synonymous. They're basically the same. Each one of these is a course. And with Teachable, you have to pay a lot of money for these, but I literally have these many courses. Was that 8 courses in here? And it all comes included. And so let's see. Let me show you. So here's the Ultimate Real Estate Investing System. This is my flagship course that it really teaches everybody from beginning to end how to invest in real estate. Let me jump into this course so you can see what it looks like. Well, number one, let me close down a couple of these. This is the end result of what the course looks like. So if somebody logs in, this is the entire course, and you can see the sections right here. These are where people are going to learn every step of the way. Here's another section, which is basically the student success program, bonuses, resources. So basically it's going to walk them through every single thing. And this is the entire course. And you can see down here, obviously I got lots and lots of content in here, but it shows them their progress. And so everything in here, if you click on any one of these, you'll have a whole new page. You can play the video, learn whatever's there. So this is what the course is going to look like. Now there's a bunch of different options. Let me go back into here real quick. So as we're walking through, and remember, I breezed past, I can't really highlight, but the very top left is products. I'll get back to that in just a second. So here's going to get rid of Teachable. Here's the builder. The builder, I don't need to go into it. It looks just like this, except you get options to, add videos, all that sort of stuff. It's super simple, like extremely, extremely simple. And so let me get back to here. Now, what's really, really neat is you can have your comments for everything. And what I love, and I suggest leaving comments on, because that's just great content, because you're answering that question when somebody, let me see, I think I just had one recently. I don't remember where it's at, but when they ask a comment or a question, you answer it, and that question's always going to be there. That's just great content for your people. It just really helps them. Now, if you go to access levels, you can have different access levels, and I do have a bunch of different ones. Like just for my coaches, I have inside of here, I'll go all the way down and show you that just for my coaches that are working with me, they're my employees, I actually have them, other question calls, so they can see, other sales calls that I've done, coaching for one student. Here's another coaching, so that they can learn how I coach, so they can learn. But let me go all the way back up and show you that each one of these are different membership levels. And so when I first started, I didn't have a membership. So these are all the old students. They got grandfathered in, created more levels. So you can turn on and off all these levels, which is really, really cool. Let me go ahead and save and close that.
You have special bonuses. You could create a different level.
Yes. If they buy a certain product that gives them access to that one specific area, the bonuses, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm not going to go through all this. This is really self-explanatory, super easy, because it literally says step 1, step 2, step 3. You go through it. And I think also, here's another thing, help desk. You could, if you don't have a help desk, you could potentially be paying for a help desk as well. This help desk literally comes included in Kartra, where people can have a help desk. You can have it to where it's a chat or email. I just like email because it's much easier. Those are super terrific to have that. And you have the welcome sequence, but here's another one. This automations is so, it's everywhere, but it's so amazing to where you do one thing here in automations, and it's actually going to be coupled throughout the entire, or, produced throughout the entire site and everything up. So let me go ahead and get back to membership. Any questions before I move on from memberships?
No, I'm good.
I have Vimeo. So Vimeo's like YouTube, but a little better, more for us. So you put all your videos in Vimeo. Now, since then, Kartra, because the reason why I bought Vimeo, and I pay like $20 a month for it, is because Kartra was like a certain amount of bandwidth, then you started getting charged. But now I believe, and they literally said, okay, now you're actually have unlimited bandwidth. So you can literally get rid of Vimeo and put all your videos inside of here. And so that's another thing you're gonna be able to get rid of. So host all your videos. You have obviously analytics for every single thing. Everything has analytics, so you can see how many people are watching certain videos. Another thing you can get rid of is Calendly. So you can literally get rid of Calendly and have a calendar. So all these calendars, like for coaching, one-on-one coaching, I had them go through here so that they would set up a time, and it completely connects with Google calendars and with Apple calendars and all that sort of stuff. That's another huge, great thing. You can see your agenda. Quick. So these are all the different integrations you can do with Kartra. I mean, even Kajabi's in there. You have Zapier, Google right here. Big ones, obviously, get your Stripe set up and get your PayPal set up. Then let me go into products. The last thing I want to show you is the products. This is how you're going to be making money. So you can have a bunch of products in here. These are all the different products that I have, all these ones at the top. And so each one of these, you create a brand new product just by clicking this button, and you walk through the process. So let's just, I don't need to create a brand new one. I'll go into, let's say one-on-one coaching, and I click on edit this. And when you're creating this, it's actually going to set up everything, even your affiliates, even your coupon codes, all that sort of stuff. So you set up your payment processing and then create your pricing. And you also should have your pages already created, because this says now, this is the reason why I saved it for last, because you build everything first and then you connect it. So sales tax and all that sort of stuff. Let me go to here. So these pages, it's now you say, okay, connect it to this. This page is inside my pages group. So you connect them out and you make sure that when they're done, they get the thank you page. Your checkout, you have things that they actually get. Like if I go all the way down here, you can tag them like if they didn't actually fulfill the process. Any bump offers, again, like I said, was it Convertkit? No, ClickFunnels. Like you could definitely get rid of that and have bump offers here, upsells, downsells, all that sort of stuff. And so let me go into, so coupon codes. If you have sales tax, self-billing, that would be for your clients or your customers to. So here's all the affiliates. So here's some of my affiliates that I have brought on. As you use it, you realize they thought it out really well to make it very streamlined and very simple for us. The people that are just, single people not single people like married, but like people that are working ourselves. We're solopreneurs, like we're doing it ourselves. And as we are building our businesses, we're doing most of it ourselves. And it really helps it so that it's so super simple and everything can literally be deployed really quickly. So I have an affiliate link, and if you use my affiliate link, I would appreciate it, but even much more so, it'll help you out. My affiliate link will give you 14 days free trial, but I'll give you a special trick to actually get it to where you'll get 30 days free trial to actually use Kartra. I've already gotten, like my brother, I have already like 4 of my mastermind people, they've already jumped over to Kartra because it's so awesome. I'm going to share with you my screen real quick, and then I'll show you how to get it for free. I mean, I was paying $500 or $600 a month. It's really good. So monthly, if you do the starter, it's $100 a month. And remember, if you're just getting rid of one of those things, usually like even Teachable is like $150 just in itself. Now I personally started month to month, but then I quickly jumped. So, if you have 20, it really comes down to is 2,500 leads. I'm currently at this level, which is great. Unlimited everything basically. And here's the price. So $200 a month, but here's great. I jumped quickly over to being annual. It's only $150 a month.
That's
and so
crazy.
I mean, for everything that you get, it is so crazy. And this helps me make and save so much money. I am literally a fan for life. I'm going to keep using it. But so yeah, if you go up a little bit more, 25,000 leads, it's going to be more expensive. If there's more than that, it's more expensive. But I mean, what's the super amazing thing is if I didn't have this, I'd have at least 8 other things trying to connect it through Zapier, paying at least 4 or 5 times as much. Let me show you one last thing. Oh, sorry. Let's see. There you go. See, I just waited long enough. There you go. For a very limited time. Double your trial. So good. Boom. There you go. Yes, I want a trial. So